in our province for like 2,000 a day. That's how many people are getting it, 2,000 a day. So it's not that bad. So we kept the numbers pretty low. But hopefully we'll get through it and we'll be back to normal next. I'm honestly thinking though, man, like we're supposed to have shows in England last summer that are going to be pushed back to this summer. I'm thinking summer 2022. 2022, that's what
Yeah, I think at the moment, without being too doom-hungry, I think we'd be lucky if we get it back on the road by Christmas this year.
Right.
I think we're looking at next year, really are.
Right.
And they just at the government press conference here, we were listening to on the radio, we were having tea, and they were saying about the new strain being more violent and being more deadly, and the vaccine potentially not being able to combat it. And you think, well, there you go. You know, it's in this for a long time. But
well, the thing too is, I guess you take comfort in history. Though I read a really good piece. I think it was in the BBC about like how the war generation went through. Like you were saying earlier about World War II, going to be 5 months. It turned out to be like 5 years. Like just like that generation that suffered and went through so much in their youth and whatever age they were. But just taking comfort from them, they battled through, man, and life got back to normal after. So I don't know, I take some comfort in that.
Yeah, you've got to be optimistic. How are we, Pete?
It's a positivity, I like it.
Good.
Still got a bit of the mind. Let's.
Great.
Hi, Pete Shevlin here, live on the delay. Problem with this microphone. It doesn't seem to be. Richard, how have you been this?
Hey, I'm very good, thank you, Pete. Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough week, but I'm relieved it's the weekend. Even though nothing really changes in this present climate, there's still that kind of nice, like, Friday feeling, as we used to say. There's a real nice kind of time of week, isn't it, where you just think, yeah, there's got to be some grains of positivity in the world at the moment.
It doesn't work. Kicking in and out. You can hear it, Rich, but...
Yeah. The listeners can't. Oh, no. They're the people that matter. Well, look, you found a couple of great videos this week, didn't you? And should we have one of them this week?
Yeah, we should.
To have a look at. There are so many good ones. I think maybe save the cleaning one for another time because it's a long one.
No,
but Pete he was so thrilled. Pete found this cleaning video, and he knows that I love a good social media cleaning video, one that goes viral, one that shows someone really, cleaning swimming pools. That's a good one. That's very popular on TikTok. All right, come on then, see this. This is great. I don't know what the pink stuff is. Have a look at this.
A cleaner, I believe she's and she's called Sparkling Demi.
Right.
And it has 103 followers.
Wow. And all she's doing is she's trying to clean an old window frame, and she's going at it with a big scrubbing brush, isn't she, for ages. Then she puts this kind of like pink gunge all over it, and then it all slowly starts to be away. This is therapeutic. It's almost medicinal, I think, watching some of these cleaning videos. I find it strangely hypnotic. Satisfying. It is satisfying, isn't it? It can't just be me. I like the cats one. I also like the sauce one. Which one do you want to go with? Should we go with the cats one? Have you got that one there? Yeah.
You're fucking paranoid, man. You are fucking. You bloody bastard bitch. Fuck you. Bloody fuck you, bloody. Fucking mother, bloody fuck bitch. Bloody fuck you.
So sweary, but so funny.
Go on. Because my mic is please go.
No problem. Well, look, we got two fantastic musicians on the programme tonight, spanning the Atlantic. We have got Jeff Gunn, and we've got Duncan Covery. Hi there, guys. Welcome along to the programme this week. Good to see you there. Jeff, you unmute yourself. We'll have a bit of a chat with both of you. Duncan first. You are in Bath at the moment, aren't you, Duncan? And it's unusual for you to be there at the moment because you're a student, but there's very little studying going on because of the current world that we're in. You're usually in Cornwall, that's where you're from. But what are you studying while you're there in Bath?
I'm up in Bath. I study sport and exercise science. I'm in my final year, and I'm up here at the moment because I need to finish my research project so I can finish my degree. So I've got to do that until about the start of June, roughly, and then I'll be free for the summer.
Let's be honest here, Duncan. Let's not beat around the bush. Are you doing sport and exercise science because you want to pick up hot women, or are you doing it because you're genuinely interested in it? Be honest.
I do quite like sport.
But you're not fussed about it, really. Yeah, enough said. Yeah.
Ask my girlfriend. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I like it. I don't know what else I'd do. I didn't want to study music. I want to do music and be able to enjoy it in my spare time and see what happens. And if I'm not going to do music, I needed to do sport. So there wasn't much decision there, really.
It's a good backup plan for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice to have another kind of string to your bow. And you're from Cornwall. Whereabouts in Cornwall do you usually reside? Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from the middle of nowhere, but right in the centre. So near Truro, which is right in the middle, towards the south coast, near Falmouth, maybe. Lots of fields, lots of countryside. I love it.
Yeah, a lot of people might find it hard to kind of picture where exactly that is in Cornwall. The easiest way to describe it, could you tell us how far are you from the Lisgard branch of Trago Mills? I think people will then realise where you are.
Oh, man. So Lisgard's not my local. I'm close to the Falmouth branch of Trago Mills. Lisgard, I'm probably a good...
No one goes to the Falmouth branch of Trago Mills. It's tiny.
You do if you live 5 miles away. It's a pleasure.
It's a full strip.
I'm a good hour away from Lisgard, an hour further down. So,
well,
I wouldn't be against Lisgard.
You're not going to believe what I've got here on my table. I've had it here for about a year because I don't know how I came across keeping these, but I have got... This is the rarest coin in the world. This is rarer than a penny black stamp. It's a Trago Mills coin, which you can only get at the Cornish store. I mean, this will mean absolutely nothing to Jeff in Canada, although I wouldn't be surprised if the Canadians, were very much into the mythical stories of Trago Mills as a store. But those coins you can only get at Trago in Cornwall. And I don't know how they followed me to my life here in the South Coast. I can't get rid of them. It's like some kind of curse. They just keep turning up.
It's worthless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I'll have to get one when I finish and I head back down.
I think they're only at the Newton Abbot branch in Devon where you get to do the penny slot machines. Anyway, enough Trago talk. We're not here to talk about Trago.
Sure.
Jeff, welcome along to the programme tonight. Good to see you there. How are you, sir?
Doing great, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. You're in Canada. Whereabouts?
In Toronto. Yeah.
Ah, beautiful. And what's it like over there at the moment? You've heard us whinging a bit about the situation here. How is it for you guys?
Yeah, we're kind of hunkered down here as well, and just making the most of it. We've been lucky. It's been a bit of a light winter. Surprisingly, we have not had much snow, and it's been about 0 degrees, I guess you'd say, which is considered a bit of a warm winter. Usually gets down to like -10, -20. But thus far, we've been very lucky that it has not been that cold for us anyway. It's not bad. We've been a bit lucky that way, yeah.
And what would you usually be doing? If this was a normal year, this time of year, what type of things would you be going out and doing then in that kind of weather?
Sure. Well, probably I would be playing a lot more shows, going down. Actually, this time of year, I always go to California for it's called the NAMM show. It's like the big music industry show they have every single year, and I go every single year to perform at it and as a guest speaker and things like that. So this year we had to film it instead of actually going down to do it. So we filmed it here right in this very room, and then they played it at the show. So it's a bit, it's an online, everything's kind of online these days. So normally I'd be a lot more active, but I'm trying to stay on top of it and doing, things like rollerblading in January. I mean, here it's unheard of. There'd normally be a ton of snow, and you would not do that. But I've been trying to find, kind of creative ways to go out and be active and things like that. I think a lot of people are around here. You see people running outside in January, which doesn't happen as much usually. Everyone's indoors at a gym or something.
It's keeping yourself sane, isn't it? It's finding those things that are going to get you through. And look, you're very familiar with Great Britain. You studied and lived in Scotland for a while, didn't you?
Yes, I had a great time. I was up there for 2 years. I was doing my master's, actually. I did it in literature, English lit. Maybe about 12 years back, and I was there for about 2 years. I loved it. My background's, English and Scottish, bit of mixture of both. So I've got, I've definitely got long roots, deep roots, I guess, in the UK, and I've spent many years coming to perform in the UK, and playing a lot of the festivals over there, and just really cool gigs, and I love it over there. It's great.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, it's lovely to hear that, because I don't know what you think about this, Pete, but I'm often, you speak to people in this country in particular, and they always say, oh, I love it over there in Canada, I love it over there in America, oh, I can't wait to go over there. You never hear it, the reverse. So it's almost like it's a revelation for someone to say, I love England, I want to come back. It's like, really? Do you? Like, are you joking? Is this a joke? But look, great to have you both on the show. Let's get the first piece of music going. Let's go to you first. Jeff, actually, while we're with you, Jeff, if that's all right, do you want to give us the first tune? Can you tell us a bit about what you're about to play, the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, sure. So I'm going to play you a tune called Starlight. And this tune uses harmonics as melodies, so harmonics on the guitar. For those who aren't familiar, is like playing over one of the metal fret bars here at different locations, 12th fret, 7th, so forth. And I like to tell stories through sound. So I don't sing. I'm not much of a singer, but I've always been kind of a lead guitarist, and I like to tell stories through the guitar and explore the different kind of sounds I can get out of it. This tune was written based on a motorcycle trip I did in West Africa, actually, from a country called Sierra Leone, going to Liberia. I took like a 12-hour bike ride, I guess, and the guy I was with at the time, we actually missed the border crossing. He was Sierra Leonean. So we were actually like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to stay? It doesn't reopen for 12 hours. We're in the middle of nowhere. And so a really nice family actually took us in for the night, and we stayed there. So it was a bit of an adventure. And the song was kind of written traveling through, West Africa, just when the sun's going down, all the stars are coming out. And it just kind of captured that moment. So that's the first one I'll share with you.
Beautiful. You painted the picture really well there. So, Jeff, take it away. Love to hear it.
Thank you.
Beautiful. That was so mesmerising. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Jeff. I know one of the questions that Pete asked you earlier when we were doing a bit of a sound check was, What's the best way to describe the music that you're doing? Because it's so unique. It's got a really fresh but unique sound to it. How do you like to hear it described and talked about?
Thank you very much for asking. I kind of guess that I would call it, I guess, modern fingerstyle. The kind of stuff that I do is kind of, if you go online and you listen to artists like Candy Rat Records artists or Fred Monkey Records, those type of like fingerstyles. I guess I would be put in that vein, and I've played with a lot of those artists and other people as well too at different shows where you feature different players. So I guess we call it modern fingerstyle. You know, I kind of see it as sonic storytelling. That's how I like to describe it, where I want to take you on a journey through the sounds of the guitar. I've always been fascinated by harmonics and percussion, all the different cool things this beautiful instrument can offer. Since I first started playing, you know, as a teenager or whatever, I've kind of always been fascinated by the guitar itself and how versatile it is too. How you can play it with
Sonic
an artist.
storytelling.
Yeah.
Beautiful description. I just love those words, sonic storytelling. I think that really summarised it. And I don't know whether, you know, slightly biased now, because you'd obviously told us beforehand what the song was particularly about, what the tune was about. But yeah, it just felt so evocative. That was lovely. Okay, we'll hear another one from you in a moment, Jeff, but let's go to Duncan now. Duncan, how do you follow that? What have you got for us?
Yeah, good question. I'm going to go for a track that I released at the start of the first lockdown we had. It came big surprise to everyone. No one knew quite what was happening, so I wrote a song because that's what you do, right? I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, what we'd do, but knew that it was going to go on for a while. So I thought the best thing we could do is we'll just buckle in, deal with it, and get out the other side, and it will all be okay again. So this is a track I released in March last year. It's called Buckle In. It's everywhere you can listen to music. So if you'd like to find it, you can. It's normally got a guy that I lived with last year, well, the last few years, called Ash, playing piano, great pianist, but unfortunately he's not here now, so you've just got me. So this is the acoustic version of my track called Buckle In.
Nice one.
Got honey whiskey on a shelf with a pack of cards that I can't play by myself. Leftover soup we didn't quite get through. Don't wanna leave my bed because she'd still smell of you. And I try to look forward to the better times. Close your eyes, only laughter made you cry. It's gonna be a long ride, buckle in. Got my jumper, keep you warm enough. Put the strings down on the hood. I climb into a ladder and fly there, oh, you know I would if I could. And I try to look forward to the better times. Close your eyes, for only laughter made you cry. It's gonna be a long ride, buckle in. Oh, buckle in. Buckle in. And I try to look forward to the better times. Close your eyes, for only laughter made you cry. It's gonna be a long ride, buckle in. Oh, buckle in.
Absolutely gorgeous. That was great. What a voice. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Duncan, I mean, when you said to me originally, I penned this at the start of lockdown, no one knew what was going to happen. I thought it was going to be called Staring into the Abyss or something really depressing, bring us all down. But that was beautifully optimistic, wasn't it? Buckle in. Look, who do you get compared to? Who do people say you remind me of? Because there's a couple of obvious names that I'm thinking of, but who do you get?
Yeah, so there are a few, and it's changed a bit as I've got older. But I think the main one at the moment is Passenger. I really like him. Lots of people say, "Oh, you sound a bit like Passenger. What do you think of him? Do you like him?" And I really like him. I think his guitar's playing's great, and I like his voice. I think he's a bit like Marmite, isn't he? You either love it or you don't. His guitar playing's a strong influence. The Ben Howard thing is coming as well. I've been experimenting more recently with some open tunings, which I'd never done before. They just scared me off. But now I'm starting to play with them, that's come around a few times.
Both complementary, suggestions, aren't they? They're at least, ones that where you can see that similarity. But do you ever get any that you think, no, I'm not like them? How dare you?
Yeah,
James Blunt, what are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a Jake. Well, when I busk, which I do in Cornwall quite a lot over the summer, I go home, take all the money from the tourists. I get Jake Bugg quite a lot, and I like him. Don't get me wrong, but I can't hear it. Maybe it's just me. I don't know what you think, but that's the only one that confuses me a bit.
I can hear a little bit of Jake Bugg in there, but I think
All
you're right.
right.
There's more Ben Howard in there. There's more Passenger, definitely. We're getting some really lovely comments on Facebook tonight. We've got Jill that says, "Love your voice, Duncan. So powerful yet versatile, gentle, captivating, beautiful acoustics." We got Dan who says, "Lovely soft singing voice, lovely song." We've got Jill as well as also saying, "Great song, Jeff. Really chilled, so soulful, so engaging." And we got Dan Steele's "Amazing harmonics, Jeff. Simply a great song." Another person, "Hypnotic tune, Jeff." Claire, hi to you. Angie, all the other guys that are watching on Facebook tonight, welcome along. Thank you. If you want to leave us a comment, we'll read it out and pass it on to the guys here, because the guys don't actually see the comments on the Facebook page until we read it out. So good, bad or ugly, stick your comments on there. We'll read it out for you. Pete, I'm guessing you're probably wondering why I'm wittering on this week and Pete is just sat there drinking beer. Well, that's because Pete's having a few microphone problems, which is why you're not saying much this week. Can you even answer that question, Pete? Right, okay. So I can hear him, but the audience can't. Now, the issue is that Pete's mic is broken, which means, tragically, we're not going to be able to have a quiz this week, Pete. I mean, that's so tragic. I think we should offer some kind of insurance payout for the disappointment that Jeff and Duncan are facing here. But look, we'll have a quiz next week with whoever's on next week. But you guys are lucky that you've managed to escape that. Jeff, let's go back to you, sir. Let's have your second track of the night. What have you got lined up for us this time?
Sure. I'm going to stick with the kind of adventure theme, if you will. This next tune, when I was in my mid-20s, I hadn't really gone outside of Canada much till I was about maybe 23, 24. And then I went straight to Southeast Asia. That was kind of my first kind of mind-blowing experience at like 23, 24, life-changing, if you will. So I basically ended up, through a whole bunch of different circumstances, traveling to the Mekong River. And one of the cool things that happens is they have a festival there every year called the Bung Phai Festival. And you send all these millions of candle lanterns off into the night sky. And you make a wish and all these kinds of things. So I was lucky enough to kind of travel there and engage in that, and it was an incredible experience. So this song is meant to kind of take you to that moment with all the candle lamps. And I used something on guitar called artificial harmonics for this one, which is a little bit different than the last piece. And it's meant to kind of capture that moment, through the sounds of it. So hopefully you can close your eyes and imagine it as I play it.
Great. And what's the title?
Called Candles.
Candles. Brilliant. Take it away, Jeff.
Sure.
Beautiful, absolutely outstanding. That was superb. Once again, just so absorbing, really. And when I was listening to that, I was thinking this would be absolutely perfect on the film soundtrack of a film with the scenes that you just described beforehand, with just the sheer beauty and the artistry of those descriptions, those pictures that you painted. Where are you hoping to go with your music playing? Is there anything, have you got an ambition to reach a certain level or to achieve something within the industry? You must have yearnings.
Well, I will say that I like the idea of doing more stuff with film. A lot of the instrumental music I write, I think, is that lends itself to film and documentary and all that kind of stuff. Definitely one of my influences for sure. I think on the playing side of working with artists, I've had a really great ride the last, say, 10 years. I worked with an artist called Emmanuel Jal, I still do. But we tend to play festival circuit around the world and stuff, and we open for people like Xavier Rudd and Peter Gabriel and Alicia Keys' husband, in Swiss Beats. Kind of hip-hop world music is what I'm kind of into on that side. On this side of things, I just want to keep on playing bigger high-end shows. It's a process, right, for the younger artists out there. It's a process. So what you're doing in your teens, what you're doing in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, whatever it is, you are definitely, if you love the instrument and you love singing, you love what you're doing, just keep doing it, because all these amazing opportunities will come your way that you cannot foresee. I don't really, I had more success in my 30s than my 20s. In my 20s, I just traveled a lot and took as much in as I could. And then in my 30s, I really put it together and was lucky enough to play a lot of high-end shows and stuff as a music director and electric guitarist. But as a solo guitarist, I'd say the last 5 years, I've really concentrated on trying to do a lot of stuff on different platforms, with filming with magazines, playing festivals, opening for artists that are different style, but, as a solo guitarist, kind of trying to bring that excitement.
That's the right way to do it, isn't it? Surely it's get the life experience in your 20s and then write about it and be influenced in your 30s. So you're scooping up as much experience and you've got that kind of breadth of living, and then you can put that into your creativity.
Yeah, I think everyone's journey is different, but I'll say I wouldn't change a thing in mine. I had an exciting time in my 20s and kind of lived a lot of the rock and roll dream in my 30s. And then I'll say that because there's not a whole lot of major touring going on right now, I'm really grateful that I do have the solo guitar to kind of really explore that. And I'm trying to get, it's hard to nail down one goal to answer your previous question, but yes, I definitely want to keep on, trying to hit. I write my goals down. I try to, work towards them over long-term goals the next 5 years, and like yearly goals. Every year I write down some things and then work towards that, and it just try to make it happen and things like that. But just keep on sharing music, writing more music, challenging myself to get better as a storyteller, not just the technique, but make the story come through using the technique. I'm not trying to impress, I would say. I'm more like taking that and want to paint a picture with it, using the exciting techniques that I like to use. That's how I kind of think of it.
Painting
Rich,
pictures with the techniques, I think that's very wise words. That's a beautiful way to describe it. Thank you so much, Jeff. Well, look, we're going to have one more song. This time we're going to have something from Duncan. If you stay there, Jeff, we'll come back to you in a minute and we'll ask you about where we can find more from your back catalogue. But Duncan, what have you got for us to round off the evening tonight?
I'm going to play one more.
Rich,
oh, I can hear you now.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can.
You can hear me? I'm not sure if the people can hear me. Hello. Sorry about the microphone mix-up tonight. It's not been so good, but fingers crossed you can actually hear me. Jeff, that was incredible, by the way. We've had some really great feedback. Claire says, very relaxing music, perfect lockdown remedy, which is fantastic. Daniel says, amazing plating, Jeff. Plating, that must be some kind of guitarist term that I don't know. Is that right? Angie is giving you some claps. John, big up your bro. He says amazing, absolutely absorbing, says Claire Grundy. Jill says, wow, Jeff, loving this one, so deep and relaxing. Super talented, indeed, really tells a story. And Jeff plays the most different style of guitar I've seen, which I absolutely love, says John. And Daniel, thank you so much. We can hear you, Pete, which I'm super pleased about, which actually means that now we can do the quiz.
Oh, no, Phil got out of it. Unbelievable. Sorry to get you primed there, Duncan. You've got to stop for the quiz.
I know. The quiz, we've got to do the quiz like every week we do the quiz, we've got to do the quiz. So, today's quiz is Mouse... What's it called? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. It's called Mouse Rat or Band. Now, for those of you who've been watching Parks and Recreation, it's on Amazon Prime at the moment. It's quite an old comedy, but I've only just found. So there's a band on there called Mouse Rat, and Andy Dwyer is the lead singer of the band Mouse Rat, and they've got lots of different band names. So this is about whether it's a Mouse Rat name or a real name band. Rich, do you think you can do this?
Yeah, go on. Multiple guess.
Have you seen Mouse Rat in Parks and Rec?
I've seen a couple of episodes, but I need to get back into it. I need to watch it again.
Okay, so here we go with the first one. The first one is Five Skin. Five Skin. Is it Mouse
Skin.
Rat or is it a band?
No, it's Mouse Rat. Must be.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Here we go with another one. Fart Bath. Fart Bath. Is it a real band or is it Mouse Rat?
I'd say that's a real band. That's a kind of indie grungy band.
Unbelievable. It's a band from Los Angeles. Well done. The next one. God Hates Figs. God Hates Figs. Band or Mouse Rat?
Band. It's got to be band.
It's wrong, I'm afraid.
Oh.
It is a Mouse Rat band. Here we go. Sex Clark 5. Obviously, there's the real band. Or no, actually, I shouldn't say that. But anyway, Sex Clark 5. Is it a real band or is it Mouse Rat?
I'm going to say Mouse Rat.
It's wrong, I'm afraid. Sex Clark 5 is an underground indie rock band formed in the 80s from Alabama. Obviously, there's the Dave Clark 5, which is probably why you thought it was a Mouse Rat.
Spoof.
How about this one? You might know Dead Kennedys.
Dead Kennedys, I play on my radio show every week. Yeah, it's obviously a band. Dead Kennedys are amazing. You got a sense of their songs, though. There's a lot of swearing in them.
Nice.
Yeah. I tell you what, you never mentioned Jeremy Beadle's Little Hand, which is a band named after Jeremy Beadle's Little Hand. That was a real band. I thought that was going to come up. Yeah, look them up. They're actually really good. Look them up. They're great. Just a slightly distasteful name. Anyway,
Jeremy Beadle, for you probably don't know, was on TV a lot on ITV, and he had this like comedy show where people fell over a lot on video. You've been framed. Anyway, here we go. Duncan, you're next. Crack Finger. Oh, by the way, Duncan, have you actually seen Parks and Recreation?
I wouldn't have known what it was if you hadn't told me. I haven't got a clue. So I'm going to go for an educated guess. It's got to be a real band. You can crack your fingers, can't you? So it's real. It's real.
It's a wrong answer, I'm afraid. It's
Good
a
start.
Mouse Rat. How about
Okay.
Ninja Dick? Ninja Dick.
Yeah, no, I think that's real as well. There's got to be some dark taste somewhere.
Wrong, I'm afraid.
This isn't looking good, is it?
One.
Okay.
Colon on the cob. Colon on the cob. What do you
If it's
think?
not real, I'm going to have to rebrand, but that can't be real. That's not real.
It's the wrong answer. It is on Butt Wax Recordings. It's a hardcore punk band from the
I expect
USA.
nothing less.
Now this one is a little bit easier. Soup
It better be.
Dragons.
Soup Dragons. Yeah, that sounds legitimate. Let's have that.
It is. It's obviously a Scottish alternative rock band from the 80s and 90s. Well done.
Phew.
What about this one? Teddy Bear Suicide. Is it Mouse Rat or is it a real band?
Yeah, I think that's real as well. It's a good band name. Let's have it.
It's Mouse Rats.
This is poor.
You only
I
got 1 out of 5.
That's poor, isn't it?
It's poor.
I can only apologise. I'm so sorry.
Jeff, what do you think you can do this?
I'll give my best shot. I do
right.
want to say.
Bare Naked Ladies. Bare Naked Ladies.
They're from. I know them. They're from Toronto. They're real.
Very good. Well done. I thought I'd give you that one just as a nice safe bet. What about Butt Trumpet? Butt Trumpet.
I'll say that's show, not real. Mouse Rap.
It is wrong. It's an LA band, founded and maintained by Tom Bone. Butt Trumpet, love it. How about this one? Nothing rhymes with orange. Mouse Rat or a real band?
Real band.
Wrong, I'm afraid. Come on, bring it up, Jeff. How about this one? Razor Dick. Razor Dick. Is it real or is it Mouse Rat?
I would say that is real.
It's wrong, I'm afraid.
Oh man.
It's Mouse Rat. Last one for you. It looks like Richard has won this yet again. Dicks on Fire. Dicks on Fire. Is it real or is it Mouse Rat?
Mouse Rap.
Obviously a really hard quiz. You only got 1 out of 5 as well. Richard Latto. The crowd go wild. 3 out of 5.
Wow.
Do you
Can't
have,
believe it.
Do you actually have anything that's embarrassing left in your house?
Yeah, because the person that wins has to forfeit by showing something embarrassing. I've already showed the Trago Mill coins. I've got this pressure sprayer that I've got to spray my house with tomorrow. That's a bit embarrassing, I suppose.
That is embarrassing. I was actually hoping it would be Jeff that showed us something embarrassing because he's got loads of stuff behind him there. Come on, Jeff. Show us something off of your prized possessions.
Well, I do have this actually. 1 second.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
Duncan's got the fairy lights, so we don't need to see that.
Let's see the mini stuffed horse. I think it's a horse.
There you go, stuffed penguin.
Yeah, it's wrapped in fairy lights. It's a whole new level. But
so you've got a stuffed horse, Duncan.
I think I might be in trouble. I don't know if it is a horse. Hang on.
You see that?
We'll be right back.
Yeah,
Everybody's
get
got
it.
a stuffed animal.
I don't have a stuffed horse, but I have a little horse.
Wow, that is a collection of great stuff there. Oh, amazing.
So sweet.
This is
From
like
Iceland.
animal top trumps here.
We got this. That's a horse. That is a horse.
Do you take that to bed with you each night, Duncan?
No, it's no, it's a bit small for me. I'm being
How big a cuddly do you need, Duncan? Do you have a size?
yeah, bigger than this. But the special thing about this one, you see, is if you poke it's what is the battery flat? This isn't good. Oh, the lights aren't coming on. This is there we go.
Hey!
Oh wow,
That is
pretty
embarrassing.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, is it embarrassing or is it? I don't know. I don't know what to say. But
Is that yours or is it the girlfriend's?
it's the girlfriend's, and I got a message that just said "oi," and that was it. So maybe it's not a horse. It looks like a horse to me.
Is it a donkey? She's probably saying "oi" because you're being a bit naughty and showing your embarrassing things.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that is archetypal tat. I mean, that is what I would definitely call shit.
Did you buy it for her at Trago Mills by any chance?
no, I didn't. I think this is too good for Trago Mills, but maybe maybe we'll just sit that on the side of the mic stand. I don't know. Where do you put something like this?
Out of the frame as far as possible.
Well, he's kind of your only audience member tonight, I suppose, in your little living room there.
Yeah,
So,
you could just
what's your next song, Duncan?
So my final song is going to be. There we go. We'll stick. Oh, it's not quite. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
That is
Perfect.
quite nice.
Yeah, do you know what this reminds me of, Pete? It reminds me of Gus Honeybun's Magic Birthdays.
Yeah,
They used to
and
have the
also
rabbit.
Philip Schofield in the broom cupboard as well. He
Ed
had
the
the
Duck.
same vibes going on. Yeah, Ed the Duck. And what was the other one? Gordon the Gopher.
Yeah.
Duncan doesn't remember those things.
No, all
No, I
these
haven't got a
references.
clue what you're talking about, but I have been told that this is Festive Nugget.
That's his name.
Say no more.
Okay.
I think she's watching, so be careful. Or say what you like.
I had a festive nugget. After a roast meal, it happens every time. Duncan, what's your next song? I believe it's called "Summer Nights in Winter."
Yeah, it is. We've lost the lights. That's probably a good thing.
Oh.
Um,
Bye, Nugget.
I've lost it. Okay, so this is a song called Summer Nights in Wintercoats. I live in Cornwall in the countryside, and I like going to the beach and going to places where there's no one else, where it's nice and quiet. And I realised that I hadn't written a song about appreciating those little things that I find special. So I'm going to have to turn my phone over for the heckles now.
To be fair, growing up in Cornwall, it's not little things. They're actually big things. Usually big skies, big seas, lots of sand. Do you miss it?
Yeah, I do. I really do. For me, lots of people come to Bath for uni where I am, and they say that there's nothing going on, and they want, they're bored of it. And for me, Bath's a big city. I feel like I'm in somewhere massive. Well, I guess if you come from London, it's like a little village. But for me, this is big. So I love it when I get to go home. I like it here, but Cornwall is fantastic. This is the kind of indie folk music that I write. There's definitely there's influence from some artists that I've listened to, but there's also a lot of the fact that I've grown up with nature all around me. These kind of spaces that I've been lucky to experience. So that's something that you can probably hear in this track.
Cornwall's got quite a nice kind of folk scene as well, hasn't it? It's got its own thing going on in that way.
Yeah, so I mean, I haven't experienced it a huge amount, because for my musical background, I started playing clarinet and saxophone properly. I played jazz predominantly on those, and some classical stuff in big orchestras. I played in Symphony Hall in Birmingham and the Royal Albert Hall. So some great experiences with that. So growing up, I didn't play the guitar at all, so I didn't really get any of this folk scene. I didn't know anything about the music scene. It didn't exist for me, which is a real shame. But then, I broke my wrist, and if you can't go to the beach because you've broken your wrist, I learned the guitar. And from then I started to realise how much there was going on, to be able to go to pubs where there are open mics, jam nights, all of that kind of thing going on. Even just everyone busking is super friendly. So it was a good place for music, so I hope it stays that way.
Cool. All right. So, Summer Nights in Winter. Take it away, please do, Duncan Covery.
Cheers.
It's the simple things that I love the most. Summer nights in winter coats. We wait until the flames have died, and sparks fly into the night. This is what it's like to be in love. take it all, 'cause I can't get it. If I'm asleep, don't wake me up. Hold it close so I don't come under. This is what it's like to be in love. An empty hip flask in one hand. I have no words, you understand. But then it hit me when I knew that it felt the same for you. Yeah, this is what it's like to be in love. I'll take it all, 'cause I can't get enough. If I'm asleep, don't wake me up. Hold it close so I don't come under. This is what it's like to be in love. This is what it's like to be in love. I'll take it all, 'cause I can't get enough. If I'm asleep, don't wake me up. Hold it close so I don't come under. This is what it's like to be in love.
Fantastic. Really, really nice. Thank you so much, Duncan. If people want to find out more about you, see your back catalogue of work, follow you on the socials, where's the best place for them to head to?
So Spotify is your go-to, or anywhere else that you listen to music, you'll find it everywhere. Apart from HMV, I'm working on that, but Spotify is your big one. So if you're on there, have a listen. I released a track a couple of months ago called The Flame, which is what I sound like when I've got a band playing with me. We recorded that in this room, in my bedroom. Got people in to play their parts one at a time, that kind of thing, which was good. If you want to know about when there's more music coming, Instagram and Facebook are the two that you can go for. It's Duncan Covery Music on both. There's more going on the Instagram, so drop a follow to come along with it. There's new music coming in February, and then after that, we'll see.
Insta seems to be the most popular with everyone that we're asking at the moment. Thank you so much, Duncan. Jeff,
Thanks.
Where's the best place for people to go to follow you, see your back catalogue, find out more about what you're doing?
Sure, you can go on Apple, Spotify. My YouTube channel is Gunn Jeffrey. That's where I post a lot of stuff. GUNNJEFFREY. You can check that out, or on Facebook. I've been growing the page as well too. The Jeff Gunn musician / author artist page. Jeff Gunn 1 on Instagram. That's probably the best place to go. And you can also hear music. I have a new album coming out, acoustic album later in the year, with some really great collabs with violin players. And I got my buddy Mike, who plays with Shawn Mendes on drums. He's featured on the Cajon. We've done some tracks together. So I have younger artists that I play with too that I'll feature on, and we kind of collab together. All walks of life: saxophone and guitar, violin and guitar, cajon and guitar. So it's a lot of fun. So yeah, come check it out. I'd love to connect with you.
Sounds exciting. Now look, Pete, I know we had a bit of a late start tonight due to a few technical gremlins, but we've had a good response on Facebook, haven't we? So thanks to everyone that's been there.
Yeah, incredible. Daniel Steele's song, lovely lyrics, very moving. And Claire Gilderson says lovely. Claire Grundy, lovely, lovely, lovely. And John Shevlin says lovely song. Thank you, Duncan. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely loved all that. Duncan, Jeff Gunn, impressive. My microphone's having better days. But we had a couple of hashtags at the bottom of our screen there that we didn't talk about earlier. But I'd like to say the £500 COVID payment. Like, what is going on there?
Is this real life?
Yeah, this is real
Do you
life.
remember when the government said that they were going to give people there was this rumour, wasn't there? The government were going to do something when the first lockdown lifted. They wanted people to go out and eat out. And the rumour was the government were going to give people £500 to go out and spend on whatever they wanted in shops to get people out and spending again. And then when they eventually announced what they were going to do, it wasn't £500 in cash. It was a £5 voucher to use only on Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays between certain hours. And it was like, that is the dictionary definition of an anticlimax. That was awful. I fear the same thing is going to happen here.
I know, and it's weird, isn't it? I mean, will people actually go out and to get COVID just to get the £500? Anyway, crazy scheme. But thanks for everybody for watching tonight. Daniel, Tonya, great that you were there. John, Claire, and the other Claire as well. Jill, thanks so much, everybody. Vicky as well. And thanks for watching. Next week, let's see who we've got. Should be on my list here. I don't know. No, it isn't, because it's been one of those nights tonight where the equipment hasn't. But at least the artists have been amazing. Thank you, Jeff Gunn. Thank you, Duncan Covery. It's been both amazing. And thank you, Richard Latto. And we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, guys.